Hello, welcome to my tutorial. My name is Stephanie. This is Farmasi with an F. If you have never heard of it, please check the link above and give us a try. You will not be disappointed. This is a very clean company. We are cruelty-free. Just so many European standards are better than what we do here in the US. You will see Dr. C tuna on a lot of our products. This is the calendula cream. This is my hydration. So I put this moisturizer on because I used to have some pretty dry, patchy skin right in here. It is completely gone now. I've been using Farmasi for about, I guess, 5 months, almost 6. I love it. I will never go back. My skin is so much happier from using this. As you can see, I have some rosacea in here. I use CC cream or the VFX foundation. Either one of those is fantastic, covers completely, but when you wear it, it is light as a feather. Coverage is heavy to full. Feel is light, and you will not regret that. So this is what it looks like. You can message me. You can send me an email. You can check out my website and send me an email. This is the CC cream. That's the one I'll be using today. So that is, they call it Color Control. It is a skin perfecting balm. It just really blurs your pores. It's fantastic. I love it. And all of this redness will be gone. So, and it works for a lot more redness than me. I have less. My skin is better since I've been using this product. So this is our primer. So this is the silver one. It is called Perfecting Primer and Camera Ready. It is silicone based, silver. Purple, if you look them up, if you just look under the website's not that fantastic. I'm not even gonna claim that it is. It is a little bit, feels dated. I think just from the European part, maybe they're gonna catch up when they got here to the US. They've only been in the US for a couple of years. So I feel like the changes are continuing to come. We're a growing company. It's going to be fantastic. But for now, we just deal with what we have. You can either look primer up in the search bar, or you can go under makeup and then go straight to primer, and you'll see both of them. The purple is a moisturizing primer. It's called Strobe Cream Primer. It looks like a moisturizer, but it blurs your pores the same way. This one has a little bit more of a dewy finish to it, and this one is silicone based. That's the one I use, so that's the one we'll work with today. So if you guys have any questions at all, please do not hesitate to message me. I will be glad to help out. I am not a makeup artist. I did not go to school for this. I am a nurse by trade. I just have had lots of issues trying to get myself matched. Being blonde does not help. The colors were either too dark, too yellow. One thing after another. I would spend a lot of money in Ulta, come home feeling so excited, put my makeup on by myself the next day, and I could not do it. I couldn't repeat it, or it just looked awful. Sometimes it's the lighting, sometimes it was how I put it on, not understanding, less is more sometimes, or maybe the coverage wasn't good, just always negative. I love makeup. I have only been wearing it since I was probably turned 40. I'm 47, and so I didn't need it that much. I had pretty decent skin, just some regular blemishes, but as you age, things just, they change, girls. They change. And I'm okay with that. I'm aging gracefully. I'm all right with it. This is day 2 hair, so you guys just forgive me for that. But I wanted to get some more videos going. You can always catch me on Facebook too. You can check me out. I do lots of live videos there. I have a lot more there than I have here. I've just got started with the YouTube part. So if you want to see some different looks or different kinds, I am a simple girl. You're not going to see major crazy contour from me and things like that. I just don't do it. I don't like the feel of too much makeup piled on, but this is fantastic because it feels so light, and it's something I can do in the mornings. 20 minutes, I'm out the door. So let's get started. I use a kabuki brush to apply this. A kabuki brush is a little flat brush on top. It's got a little bit more of a sturdy feel to it, I guess. It's not collapsible very easy. And I'm going to use the CC cream. Less is more. So don't start out too heavy with this or you will have too much. I usually do about 3 drops. That may even be too much. So if you haven't heard of Farmasi, that doesn't surprise me. They're very new. It's great. They're a great company. Just gonna put my hair behind my ears so I don't end up wearing it. Like I said, they are based in Turkey and they are new to the US almost 2 years. It's almost time for our birthday. I just blend this, you guys. I do stipple some and I do swirl some. It all works for me personally. You can use a beauty blender as well. We have a great one that's for sale. This is under, I would get it under accessories, I believe. It is fantastic. It has a little bit of a silicone feel to it, so it doesn't like, it's not too spongy, in other words, so the product won't soak into it too much. Sorry, you guys, if you see that sunshine. I sit by one of my windows so I can get that wonderful natural light. You ever put your makeup on in the mornings and you get ready to go and you get outside and you look in your mirror and you're like, that doesn't look the same. What's up with that? That's because natural light is the best light. So when I want to see what I'm looking like, I go to my window with some sunshine coming in it, and that is where I look. You guys, I put this on kind of fast. I'm sorry if it looks like I'm going crazy. I'm just so used to it. I just kind of stipple, and then I go back and I look and I see if I need any more. Sometimes at this point, you can feel like you need to add a little more in, but if you give it just a minute and you do your powder and stuff like that, I feel like that it blends itself out. BB cream is Beauty Balm, and it is our lighter coverage as far as the what it does for your skin. It is one of our light to medium coverages. I'd probably call it light, actually. Whereas CC cream is medium to full. And that just means it's going to color that redness more. It's going to color some freckles more, maybe some dark spots that you have. That's going to be the one. If you have more to work on, then CC cream might be best for you. Or if you just have color issues, because that's me. So this will pretty much cover my dark spots. As you see, it kind of settles down my redness, and that is what I'm going for. My under eyes are darker than they've ever been. No matter how much sleep I get, it's always a frustration. But after like 40, you start dealing with, if you put too much on underneath your eyes, you deal with creasing and having issues there. So usually I'll just roll with it. I just put on my CC and some powder and I go. I mean, because I'd rather have a little bit of darkness than have a cakey look. And we have fantastic concealer. But for me personally, I sometimes would rather just roll without it. But this is what it comes in. It's a liquid full coverage concealer. And this is light ivory. It's fantastic, you guys. If you want that lightness under your eye, this is wonderful. And if you don't have any issues with darkness and you're just trying to get that bright highlighted look, that's what you want. 03. Light ivory. This one is Bisque. It's 01, a little bit more of a pink tint. That's what I tend to use if I'm putting concealer on. You know, you have that color correction. So it depends on what you're going for. But those are fantastic. And you can even put those on. We have a soft orange. And you can even, if you have really darker skin and you have some darkness, you can put that on before your foundation and actually correct that before you even get going. So lots of options there to be able to do what you need to do. We have lots of lipsticks. We have eyeliners. You guys, it's just endless. It's endless. You need to go in there and search in the website. You know, message me. I will mail you out a catalog. If you're a catalog girl, I have them. I have samples of some of our products. I can color match you. We can get you started. Don't worry. I have lots of options. I'm going to take our CC cream powder. So this is our CC powder. It is, you see all the swirls and all the different colors? So all those things are built to correct something different. So you got the orange for the dark circles, you got some purples and some greens in there. You know, those are on the color wheel opposite of what you're trying to work on. This is in our Be Fit line. So if you go to series and you go to Be Fit, you'll see CC powder. It is called Color Correcting Powder. I just use a big brush. We have brushes. And you can check in the accessories, and we just launched some new brushes. So I just have a big one I got from, I think this is CoverGirl. I just love this big puffy brush. And then I just pat that on a little. I don't go heavy. Again, I know that when you start watching people and you're like, okay, so she's done moisturizer, she did primer, she did her foundation, now she's doing powder. That has got to feel caked on. It does not. The moisturizer is fantastic, you guys. I cannot praise it enough. And if you don't have dry skin, say you have oily skin, not a problem. You still need a little bit of moisturizer, but you probably don't need what I need because I'm a dry girl. So when that happens, then you swap to our aloe line. So we have an aloe scrub, we have aloe lotion, we have aloe face cream. Wonderful. The scrub I use once a week just to kind of exfoliate a little bit. And then you can use the aloe face cream. Perfect for your lighter, no, don't need much hydration. But the calendula is deep hydration. It even says that on the bottle. It is for your dry girls, and it's wonderful. I put it on at night before I go to bed usually, and in the morning. They also have this really cool thing called a sleeping mask of calendula. So even if you don't have dry skin, this is wonderful. It's called calendula and avocado. You put it on before you go to bed, and you wash it off in the morning. It doesn't feel like you need to wash it off, but that is how you do it. And this absolutely makes my skin so soft, so supple. Even once or twice a week. Wonderful. Get it. I haven't even told you the best part about Farmasi yet. So when you start going on the website, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, this is going to cost me. What did I spend in Ulta? Usually $100 every time I went in. CC cream is my foundation. I use it almost every day. I've had this light to medium. That's light. Oh, maybe I put on the right one. That might be why it looks a little light to me today. I have light and light to medium. Light to medium is my color. I use it almost every day. I've had it for probably 4 months. Hadn't even got going on it yet. $16.90, guys. You heard me correctly. This is drugstore prices. Absolutely wonderful quality. You're not going to believe it. You're not going to believe the prices. It's amazing. That's what lured me in. I was like, I'll give it a shot for 16 bucks, even if it's wrong again. Because I think the last time I bought some at Ulta, it was something by Lancome and it was $43. And it's in the garbage now because it didn't match me at all. You know, and I don't blame the girl at Ulta for matching me. I think that's what she probably thought in that line. They just could not match me. It just did not work for me. So, you know, we don't have every color, obviously. Not everybody is in those 15 colors or whatever it is that you have. But this blends like a dream, and you can really match yourself pretty well with it. I really don't know if I use light or light to medium, you guys. So if I use light, that might be why I feel like it's light to medium. It looks a little light in the foam, but in my mirror, it's pretty good. So that's where we are right now. I try and give you a little bit of a heads up about how Farmasi works. If you've never seen it before, they own their own factory in Turkey. And so they make all their own products. They don't third source anything. So even when COVID happens, our shipping is slowed down just because everyone's shipping is slowed down. But them making it themselves, they don't have to worry about another factory's problems because they have the factory. They own it all. They own the flowers that this calendula line is made from. They own the roses that our rose line is made from. It's all them. That's how they pass on those savings to us. So you're not going to have fancy packaging. It's just not going to be there. It's cute packaging, but it's not overly fancy. So this is one of our eyeshadows. It's classic black. There's no mirror in it. It's just a regular plain little eyeshadow. Works great. They don't have really good labeling. It's on the back. It's really small, so I tend to make my own little labels just because I do tutorials. I want to be able to see it quicker. If I would complain about something, it would be the labels. I would like for them to be a little bigger and a little more obvious what they are. But that's just the plain packaging. Our bigger eyeshadows and blushes and sculpting palettes, they have a mirror. But again, this is huge. These are eyeshadows. These are so big. This was the July 4th one. It'll last me forever. I mean, it's really large. They have eyeshadow palettes. This is one of our trios, the eyeshadow trio. It's called Vintage Season. Those colors are really pretty. These are very pigmented. They work great. They stay on great. It's just a wonderful line. You need to give it a shot. You really do. When I tell you you won't be disappointed, you won't be disappointed. I mean, I'm one of my own best customers. We, as beauty influencers, we get 50% off of our makeup. So you take something that's already only $16.90 that I would pay full price for, and I get it for $8.45. That's insane. And we make 50% on our commission. So it's kind of like best job in the world. It is definitely one of the easiest jobs that I have. But even if I wasn't selling it, I would be a lifelong customer because it's great products. Let's do some brows, okay? We have lots of options on brows with Farmasi. So you have what we call brow pomade. That is going to be a little bit of a waxy feel to it, and it's fantastic. It goes on, and when I say these products stay on your eyes, ladies, they stay. We have brow powder. This is number 1. This is what I use, 01. A little bit light brown, I would say. I like my brows a little bit darker, and so that works well for me. So I actually use a combination of those. They also have brow mascara. Now this one's a little bit harder to match in my opinion. Sometimes their colors I feel like are a little off. This is just the clear. But I do this usually after, and it kind of just puts everything in order and keeps it down, and it kind of dries and just keeps them exactly where you want them. Especially because some of mine, they're still growing in, and I like to keep them from being crazy and pointing out straight, you know. Seeing how I'm kind of in between colors right now, and I'm working on that, I tend to use 3 different products. So I'll use the pomade and the powder, but I also still use my Benefit. This is a Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil. It's kind of more my color, and it has a teeny tiny little point. So I actually draw my pattern with this guy, and then I go back in with my pomade. So that's what I'm gonna do. If you want to measure and see where you're supposed to start, you can put it at the bridge of your nose and kind of make a little bitty line. So that's kind of where I would start. It doesn't have to be perfect, you guys. I think we get caught up in, oh my gosh, I need to be this, I need to be that. Just do you. Makeup is very forgiving. What do you like? Do you like darker brows? Do you like hardly any brows? What do you like? What makes you feel good? My favorite part of this quote unquote job is making women feel better about themselves. We should support each other and build each other up. You should never be tearing each other down or negative comments because you like yours a certain way, or maybe it's not how you would wear it. So what? Do your thing. That's what I say. So if you want to measure, that's how you know. So by doing that, you can look at this eyebrow and you can see how much of my fronts I'm actually missing. A lot. I have hardly any eyebrows. I look at those girls that have those big full eyebrows and I'm always jealous, always. But it's okay because I can draw on what God didn't give me. I kind of put a line underneath. Now, girls, I'm going to tell you right now, I can spend a lot of time on brows. I try not to, though. The thing about this one, and this is Benefit, so I get this from Ulta. This is $14, and it's the tiny one. The regular one is like $24, but I usually only use it to kind of start it, and then I finish with my brow pomade. I can rub this off really easy during the day. It does not have the staying power that my Farmasi stuff has, but I do like the preciseness and how tiny the pencil is, and so that works for me. But I go back in and I take my pomade and I finish off because that will stay once I have my pattern. I dip in. This is just a regular little Morphe skinny brush. Like I said, our brushes just came out and I don't have mine in yet. I take it and I dab it in the lid and I kind of brush off what I don't need and kind of do it that way. So you can see my lid is my little work surface. It's almost like painting. I am not creative, girls. I just trial by error. More error than anything. Then I'm going to dip it into my powder. This is just what works for me. If you have great eyebrows, or if you even, one of these colors matches you well, you're not going to have these issues that I have. I'm going to kind of go over that just a little bit. So I already have my pattern in there. I don't have to do that too much. And then I'm just going to take that down. I'm not going to do a big downward motion too much. And I don't really have a great arch right now. I'm not even going to lie to you about that. I'm a work in progress on these brows. I have hooded eyes, so a lot of the skin that you may not have falls down over my lid a little bit. And so if I did it too far down, it would close my eye down more. And I work on trying to keep my eyes lifted. So that's why I don't do that. I also have this little part growing in here. Sometimes these girls aren't even cousins, less size sisters. But it's okay. Like I said, you do you. Again, I'll go in and I'll kind of work on my little lid. Get me a little bit of that wax feel to it. And I go in my brow. This is my powder. And I want to keep a tip on it. You want to keep a little angle on there. And I go back over what I've done. So my little pencil from Benefit is really more for my pattern, because this guy doesn't do a pattern as well with my brush. That's not to say you can't get yours to do just right. This is just what works for me. Little more effort, but when I look up at 5:30 when I'm at work, my brows are still where I started. You guys, I have a couple of tricks that I'll show you on how to keep your makeup in place, but my makeup is on my face when I leave work, even after wearing a mask. It's kind of amazing. I've worn a mask my whole career, so it doesn't bother me. I've worked around it forever. I'm used to it. But for you guys that are just not in the medical field, it's been a whole different shift, you know. A lot of people don't even do their face makeup anymore. They just do their eyes. So in that case, you could focus a lot on your brows because you don't have to worry about it. To me, brows make me. Brows and mascara. I'm probably going to have that on no matter what. If I get a little heavy or if I have somewhere where I need to focus a little more, I'll just go back over it with my little brush. We have, I would say the Pro brush set, I think right now, if you're seeing this in the correct timing, it may be out of stock, but it will be back soon. Sometimes they make something, they're not sure how it's going to go over. That thing went like crazy. People bought it like nuts, and it's out of stock this minute, but it'll be back very soon. So there you go. There's my brows. Not too bad, not too long. You can also do your measuring from the corner of your eye to the tip. You can see I could have even added a little more, and that's kind of how. So from here, from your nose, upward. And that's kind of, you know, but you can overdo or underdo that. That's totally up to you. Lots of girls put theirs in a little closer. I just don't like that. It's not for me. So this is how I do it, and it works. Pretty soon you just have your own, you know exactly where to start because you've been doing it so long. So we're gonna do some contouring now. Lots of ways you can do this. We have some fantastic blushes that this works for too. I don't think I have, I think I gave my one away. I tend to give things away. There's one blush in our blush sets. If you look, it's called Biscuit. It's fantastic for a contour shade as well, especially if you like something lighter. This is our face sculpting palette. You're gonna have a highlight shade and 2 different kind of contour shades. I go for that middle guy because I'm blonde. And I use a big fluffy brush. You can use an angled brush, however you wanna do it. This is an angled fluff brush. And I'm gonna go right up under my jawline. I'm gonna focus a lot up towards my cheekbone. Again, I don't do a lot, I just do a little. You don't want it to end up looking muddy. And sometimes if your color is off a little, you can get that muddy look. That is not what we're going for. I just like a little bit. Just a little bit, almost like I've been in the sun. I go on my jawline. Now there's a difference between bronzing and contouring. So contouring is more like you're wanting to get some dimension. So if you notice, once I put that CC cream on, I kind of took away any dimension that my face might have had. And so now I'm more just all one color of pale, so to speak. But not in a necessarily negative way, it's just it gives me a nice foundation, kind of covers all my blemishes, but it makes them all one color again. This and blush adds some contour and definition back to your face. So that's what we're going for. And then I take it and I squish it really small, and I'm gonna go for a slimmer nose because God bless me with my family nose, and slim is not in, okay? I'm just gonna go down the bridge of what I would kind of like for it to be. I don't worry too much. Again, simple girl. But you can see the difference when you do this. It's kind of shocking. The first time I did it, it kind of freaked me out. I was like, holy crap, I just made my nose small. And then that's it. I mean, that's all I do. Face sculpting palette, you guys, is wonderful. You can also use those for the highlighting shade, and it can also be your lighter color for eyeshadow. You can use both those browns for eyeshadows. It's not, it'll work as an eyeshadow, but it's not really the greatest. No, it can be all used for eyeshadows. All of our blushes can be used for eyeshadows. It's fantastic. I love it. I love how versatile our products are, and they can go both ways. The other thing is, I got my little catalog here so I can show you. This is our catalog right now. This is from July to December of 2020. So I was going to show you just a couple of the things of Dr. Tuna's line. So phosphate-free, formaldehyde-free, non-GMO, not tested on animals, family-owned and operated still, SLS-free, no endangered plants are used. You could go on and on and on. So many of these things. Okay, so we sculpted, And now we're gonna do a little bit of blush, and then we're gonna go to my eyes. Again, the order of what you do can flip around as well. You can do whatever you want to. If you want to do your eyes first, if you're doing a darker color and you're worried about fallout, you may want to do your eyes last, or eyes first, I'm sorry, because you want to be able to cover that up if you get some fallout. I just use a brush and go back in there. This is Modern Ballet. This is one of our blushes. It's really a pretty kind of soft peachy look. And I just take a small blush brush, and I'm just gonna dab that onto my cheeks and up. I'm not gonna go too far down, mostly just on the apples of their cheeks and up a little. Just a little bit, I don't need much. And then I'm gonna show you guys, I haven't done this live yet, so we're gonna see how it works out. We're gonna use a cream eyeshadow. So I'm gonna prime my eyes first. This is our eye primer. It's gonna be just a neutral shade. Can be used for any skin tone. I'm gonna take a little brush, mainly because I can't get my finger down in there easy anymore. I've been using it for a while. I've had it for almost 5 months. This is going to do just the same kind of thing that your primer does for your face. It's going to neutralize those colors in my eyes and make that a nice soft base. And then it makes your eye makeup stay so well, guys. I mean, it just stays. Our makeup does really well by itself as well, but this is fantastic to give you just that little bit. And I want you to look at the difference between this eye and this eye. I should have started over here. This eye has some veins right in here that run, and it's kind of blue and discolored. And so this just makes that go away. Gives me a nice soft color, just neutral. It just kind of, you're hiding it. So even if it is a little lighter on a darker skin girl, you're gonna hide it anyway, but it's still gonna be underneath there to give you that nice soft look. You can go up kind of close to your brows, separate your brow from your eyeshadow, or you can stay just on your lid where the most of your shadow is gonna be. That is for your preference. Be nice to your skin on your eyes, you guys. You only have one set and it's not gonna change for you. So the older you get, the more you don't want to rub too hard. It might look like I'm being a little aggressive, but I'm actually pretty kind to the skin on my eyes because I know it's all I've got. Now, here's my little disclaimer. This is cream based. So we have these amazing cream eyeshadows, and I'll show you some of them. I do have orange. I have Orange Pop right there. This is Green Bean. These colors are fantastic, guys, and they sound so strong and big, but they're actually very pretty when you put them on. This is my favorite. This is called Red Glaze. We're gonna do a fall look today because it's September, and so we're gonna usher the fall in. Pink, wonderful. This is soft pink, I do believe. Pink Glow. It's a very mild, soft pink. You can do that all over as one color and out the door you go. Let's see what we have here. I think this is my new one. This is called Golden Shot. So we're gonna do a little bit of this and a little bit of orange maybe. We'll see. Kind of feels like a little bit of candy corn going on there. So what I'm gonna tell you about those colors is, if you use a cream, like ours is a cream primer. So if you're gonna go back in with powder on top of that, I would put some of that powder, whichever one you choose. We have so many. Like I used the CC powder today. I would put a little bit of this on my eyes to blend that. That way your powder blends better. But if you're gonna go straight to a creamy, you don't need it because cream is gonna blend fine on cream. So that's how that works. So there's several you can use. This is our transparent finishing powder. So this is a nice finishing powder. A lot of people use loose. Ours is pressed. It's wonderful though. Fantastic. I would also put this under my eyes if I was going for that highlighted look, because this will add a little bit of lightness and brightness, but no real color. So that's great if you're gonna use that for your eyes, and I probably will use that part at the top. We also have a pressed powder. This does provide color and coverage. This is 01. This is our lightest one. I don't know if you can see that pretty well. It's very light, very light. Wonderful though. Blurs your pores, does a great job. I have the CC cream powder, and you know that's the one I used. Lots of choices, you guys. We also have in the BB line, we have a BB powder. If anything, it's kind of overwhelming on the post because it's so big. The website has so many choices, but you just ask me and I'll help you. So this is our BB powder. This one is light as well. It's 01. A lot of my stuff is 01 because I'm pretty pale. Summer right now, I'm okay. You guys, our little powders come with this little bitty flimsy sponge. Works great on my eyes or underneath my eyes, but if you're wanting it for true coverage, it's probably a little cheap for that. So I usually use a brush. I'm just being honest. Again, I would rather them keep the prices the way they are and give me that little piece of sponge and I'll work with what I want, right? Okay. I save money where I can. So I am going to go in, kind of like this brush, so I'm going to brush it off. Then I put my primer on. And we're going to do our new color, which is Golden Shot, on my lid. Actually, I might do, let's do a transition shade first. So in one of those trios that we have, let's do a transition shade of eyeshadow to start with. And I'm going to use the middle one, which is the brown and the Vice Brown. I'm going to put a little bit of powder up there. Just a smidge. Just so this blends a little easier. I'm probably not going to put too much on my eyelid because I'm going to use cream down there. You guys, this coverage is just amazing. I mean, my eyes, my skin, it's amazing. I love this product. Love it. So excited to share it with you guys. That's why I started selling it, because I can't keep my mouth shut about it. It's amazing. I'm going to take a big fluffy brush. This is a Morphe 504, and that is just what I use for a lot of it. I am ordering our brushes soon, so I'll be able to see and compare. And I'm going to go in right there in that middle color, and we're going to just transition, and we're going to do kind of like a windshield wiper, just back and forth, just to give us a start on that base. I'm not going to worry too much about my eyelid because I'm going to go back in there and I'm going to do a golden on that with a creamy shadow. This is going to be pretty for fall. I love fall, you guys. I don't know about you, but I am ready for that fall weather. I have lived in Florida for many years of my life, but I am originally from Alabama, and that is where I'm back living now. And I'm telling you what, fall is an amazing thing. Because in Florida, you do not get it depending on which part of the state you live in. And I was always in a hot part. And it was still 80, 90 degrees well into October. Look at that, guys. Just a little bit of something and just adds such a pretty base to it. Such a nice neutral color. We have lots of neutrals. This company is just great for neutral colors because some people just don't like that really darkness, you know? They don't like such big, bold blues or purples or greens or whatever. These are a neutral girl's best friend. And I just blend. That's it. So pretty, so simple. Again, that's the Vice Brown Trio, and I used the middle color out of that. If I was going to use one of my middle shades or my regular single shades, I'd probably do Warm Taupe. It's a little more brown for me. This one has a little bit of a lighter touch to it, and so I kind of like bringing that out. When you use all the products as much as I have, you kind of get your own little spin on it, so that's what I'm going to do. So now we're going to play with this Golden Shot, you guys. I've never used it before. A little bit nervous. For this, I will put on a creamy eyeshadow brush. It's a little more flat, little flat surface. Before we sold brushes, I bought a pretty good bit of Morphe brushes, and I do like their brushes, but I have found if you use the cheaper ones, like the big grouping ones, the big sets of them, they are a little bit, you can lose some of the fibers and stuff, so depends on the quality. But now those fluffy brushes that are 504, they are fantastic. Fantastic. So I'm going to go in, I'm just barely dapping y'all. Less is more. Start with less and build. Don't start with more and try and figure out how you're going to get it off. That is the best way to do it. So you can just see how well this blends. It's so blendable. But I will say this, I know from the other cream shadows, when you go to put it on, make sure you're putting it where you want it and then blend quickly, because when it stays, you guys, it stays. It kind of needs eye makeup remover to get it off at the end of the day. which is a wonderful thing if you're like going out and you're going to be out in the sun or, you know, all day thing. It's wonderful. It's still going to be there. But you want to blend quickly because it's going to stay where you put it. So I'm just going all over my lid, and I go a little bit higher because of that hooded, you know, we talked about that. Mine shows a little less when you open your eye if you have hooded eyes. I have a mirror down here, you guys. That's why I'm doing some of that looking below, because I can't see as well in the phone for my video on that lighter stuff, on the stuff I really need to be particular about. Now I'm just blending a little bit. I like that color. It is pretty. It's a nice fall color. I don't know if I would say yellow is my favorite and like the one I would go to a bunch of times. I really like the red and the pinks, but decided to do a little something different for a fall look. These creams are just so easy to use. And this is a wonderful fall color. This gold. If you like gold, this is your thing. It's called Golden Shot. And it is in the, if you go under the website, you can go several ways. One of the ways is just to look it up in the search bar. But for this one specifically, you can do one of two things. When you first go to the website, you need to do one thing we didn't even talk about, especially if you're new to Farmasi. You need to go in, follow my website, and go in and create a customer account, okay? So that is just where they're going to get your email and your address and your phone number. That way they can ship out your stuff. So once you do that, then go to the cart and start shopping. Because if you don't, when you go to create your customer account, you're going to lose your cart. So do your customer account first and then go shopping. Now, once you go shopping, we're split up into skincare and makeup. And then they have accessories, we have hair, we have a baby line, so many products, you guys. When I first got into it, I was like, are they like into too many things and not mastering any of them? And I was so wrong with that attitude because they're wonderful, wonderful. They pay such attention to customer service, such attention to us as beauty influencers. It's wonderful. But anyway, you can either look at it that way, and then when you get into the makeup, it's broken down into face and eyes and lips, things like that. Or you can go in and you can, at the top left, there's catalog. And you just click the catalog and you can just flip the pages just like you would if you had it sitting in front of you. And then when you get to what you want, you go down to the bottom of it and it shows the color choices. And then you just click that color choice and add it to your cart. So even though I complain about the website sometimes, you know, once you've been on it a little bit, it's not so bad. What do you think, guys? I like it. It's soft, it's subtle, just a little bit of something. I am going to go back and blend a little on top of that because I want a little bit of that brown to come back in. I think it's pretty. I'm digging it. We're doing a little bit of a candy corn action maybe. Of course, I'm not putting any orange on top of that. I'm not even going to lie to you. Orange is not in my color wheel. But I thought for fall, maybe the yellow would be pretty. And as you see, the difference in how to blend over that creamy part, it's kind of tough to blend. It doesn't blend like it would for a powder. So I'm more stippling now, but it still gets the job done. That's why I put the powder on top of the creamy primer if I'm going to just do an all powder eyeshadow look. So that's it, guys. I love it. It's very pretty. It's very subtle. And I mean, I'm talking fast. If I wasn't talking and teaching as I go, you could be done so quick, ladies. Now at the top of my eye, I always do a little bit of a lighter shade with just a little fluffy brush, little bitty end. And my favorite is called Vanilla Diamond. Has a little bit of a sparkle to it. You can see it's my favorite because it's leaving me. This is in our mono eyeshadows and it's called Vanilla Diamond. And I pay attention to right over here, top of my brow. Now I would go all the way across if I didn't have a hooded look. But because I have a hooded look to my eye and I dip some of that, this is where I want that openness to focus. Right over here. And then you can go into the corner of your eye. Just a little bit of something. I don't do a lot there because sometimes when I see that big bright look over there, it's kind of weird to me. It's just kind of like, it's just sitting there. It's not blended. So I just do a little bit. Just a little bit of something. You don't want harsh lines. So anytime you feel like you have one that needs a little bit of attention, just take that fluffy brush again. I wash it off in between. You can't see there's a towel over here, and I use it often to kind of blend on that. And that's it, girls. I love it. I love it. It's so fall. It's so pretty. Easy. Easy peasy, guys. At this point, when I get all of that done and I feel like I'm kind of set and I'm going to do my mascara next and maybe a little bit more powder, I might go over the powder one more time just to kind of give me a finished look for anything I feel like I've lost, or to get some of that fallout if you have any underneath. Such good products. Wonderful. So once I do that, this is one of the secrets we talked about keeping your makeup on. Eye primer is one of them, makeup primer. This is Time Locker setting spray. I'm sure you guys have heard of setting spray. Most makeup lines have one. None of them compare to this guy. This is called Time Locker, and it locks your makeup down. There's several uses for it. You can also use, some girls do it before their makeup just to kind of settle their skin. I use it after. And it just makes my makeup stay, you guys. It is so wonderful. I do it before I do my mascara. Our mascara does not run. It's not waterproof because some of the chemicals that you need for waterproof are pretty harsh. And so staying in that line of being cruelty-free, and I think that's part of one of the reasons, but our mascara is definitely water resistant. But I try and just give it the best alternative, and that is doing this first. And then I go back in and put it on. I like these colors on my eyes. It's pretty. I should have a cute little fan to do this with. I say that every time I use my catalog. Yesterday's curls. So at that point, now I'm going to do my mascara and we'll do some kind of lips. Yeah, think about what would look good on fall. I have a lot of lips right now. So we have matte lipstick. This one stays for hours, even after eating. But you gotta really you put it in place and it stays there. You let it dry. And so sometimes I'll use that and then I'll put a gloss on top, and that might be what we do today. We have Miss Sparkle lip gloss. This is one of my favorites. I think it's Bittersweet. Bittersweet. Here's another one. Miss Sparkle lip gloss has, I think, 4 colors to it. They're all wonderful. Doesn't matter which one you get. But if you're not a pink person, they have some great peach colors. It's the first page, one of the first pages in the catalog. So if you look in the catalog up top, like we talked about on the website, there's Bittersweet, Bubblegum, Honey Pot, and Berry Much. Love them all. My understanding is we're even getting more colors soon. So I think I'm going to match these two together. These are pretty in their fall. We also have liquid lipstick. Fantastic. This one is red, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it's red tile. It's red. But you don't need a lot. And another little trick that you can do when you're wanting to wear a darker color, but it's a little too dark for you, just blend your own and make it your own. You can take a concealer and you put a really dark lipstick on there, and then you just do concealer in it, and it just lightens it up a little bit to the shade that you like the best. May not get the same shade twice, but you get down to a science, you'll get to do it easy. So let's do our mascara first. Mascara options are endless. We have about 8 of them, I believe. Really depends on what your lashes are like and what kind you like. I'm gonna go with deep black today. This is our eyelash curler. I always curl my lashes first because I don't have very big lashes. So just leave it on there for a couple of seconds. Doesn't take too much. Don't get it too close to your eyelid or you'll get it in there. I actually don't ever get my eyelid with Farmasi's. I don't know if it's just made a little different. I seem to be able to do that easier. And this is deep black. It's gonna lengthen my lashes, give them a nice, I only usually do 1 coat, maybe 1.5. Doesn't take much. And I take some of the product off. I don't like clumpy lashes. I don't like that look. Makes me feel like I have spiders on my eyes. I'm going to go with the base and I'm going to kind of shake it up. This does not have fibers in it, so this is your lashes. It just takes them and makes them better. That is the goal. And you can see it lengthens them right up. Almost makes you look like you have eyeliner on at the bottom. I'm not one to wear much eyeliner, so that works for me. I wear contacts also, so I like to keep my eyes a little bit. Less is more. But I do love my lashes with mascara in them. Just a little tip, you guys. Try and give you as many tips as I can. When you're loading your mascara, just go in one time and out one time. If you do that and you're running out of product, just get a new tube because you're introducing air into your tube and it's going to dry out even faster than it normally would. So if you find that your mascara dries out quicker than you think it would, that might be part of the problem. This mascara I've had for 3 months and it's nowhere near out. There is a life expectancy on all these kind of products. If you have some kind of a smell to it, it's kind of a little bit different of a smell, it's probably bad. It's not meant to last more than 6 months, and so you need to replace your stuff. A little empty brush, and I just separate my lashes a little bit because like I said, it's a pet peeve of mine to not have clumps. I like the separation, I don't like the clumpiness, and that is just how I do it. And you want to do this before it dries because then you're going to have fallout and you don't want to mess up all that pretty makeup you just did. If you do get some fallout, just take a cotton tipped applicator, a Q-tip, or your big brush and go back over it. Wonderful. I like that eye look, you guys. What do you think? I like it. I'm a fan. Let's do some lips. We're going to do one of our lip liners. I kind of like this. This is 203. This is our lip liner. It's 203. Kind of a soft color. Very smooth. It goes on very smooth. You won't have a lot of tears and pulls. Tugging is not good. I have full lips. If you didn't have full lips, my top lip I've noticed as I age is kind of coming down a little. You can overline. On my Cupid's bow, I have to on one side because I feel like this side is my fluffy side. Does great. This side a little bit less. So I might go overline a little. That kind of evens you out. Perfect. A little hard to talk when you're putting on eyeliner, guys. I mean lip liner. Well, either one of those actually. So once I do that, then I go in with my matte lipstick. Now, I am not a claim to fame. Here's my thing. I'm not great at matte lipstick. I never wore it before. I don't like a lot on my lips because I already have full lips, so I'm usually a lip gloss kind of girl. But on this look, I think it needs a little something. So I take off a lot of the product. This is going to dry, so you want to be careful where you put it. This is called Love Secret. Sorry, you guys, I'm being quiet. That is rare for me. What do you think? That is Love Secret. And I just give it a second to dry. The difference in our mattes and other mattes that I feel is when it does dry, it doesn't make me feel like my lips have just drawn in and sucked in and now they're like, have no moisture whatsoever. It's not like that. I do like to put a little lip gloss on top of it though. That is just me. You do not have to. This lipstick will dry and it will be on for hours. It's amazing. And I like it. It's pretty. And I think it does go with that fall look very well. So, I try not to touch them too much. Now I got a tiny off on that part. You guys, I'm digging this look. This fall look is pretty. What do you think? I like it. We're gonna go in with that. This one, I think, this is why you need to label them when you get them in. This is bubblegum. Bubblegum. And again, this is Miss Sparkle lip gloss. There's a difference in our liquid lipstick and our Miss Sparkle. You do not have to do this. I just like the combo. I like a little bit of shine to my lips. And that's it. What do you think, ladies? I'm digging it. I think it's a look I will repeat. So I really like that eye. As you can see, I've got that golden shot on the bottom, which is a cream. You can also take that all the way up. You do not have to transition into powder like I did. I just like the combination of the two colors. It's very pretty. It works for me. If you guys want any information, please message me. Go to my website. You can find me on Facebook and see lots of other lives. But just email me. I can color match you. I can shoot you out some samples to your mail. If you're unsure of what color you need, all I need is a picture and we can make it happen. Thanks so much for joining me, you guys. Check out my other videos. Please message me.